How's it going, guys? My name is Suave Player, and welcome back to another movie review. So, I went to see The Rise of Skywalker, and I must say, that was much better than I imagined. Much better than that disgrace of a film, The Last Jedi. It wasn't bad as people said it was, because I saw so many reviews like Tyrone Magnus, John Talks, and Jeremy something, I forgot. Let me look. Jeremy Johns, yeah. Um, is saying that it's one of their least favorite Star Wars movie. I don't see why. And actually, I enjoyed every second of it. I never got bored. The Last Jedi did bore me, though. It was like it was really boring, really slow so many times. Ryan Johnson just wanted to do this that movie long, and I don't understand like why the hate for this movie though. But I respect their opinion, and the the part that pissed me off is how they brought Palpatine back, and and I even have my Star Wars shirt. I wore it when we were in the movie, with my little flannel too, and this movie was really good. Lando Calrissian returns once again in this franchise. And good thing they didn't kill him off, because if they killed him off, I would have been so pissed. There were a lot of sad moments. It had a lot of good action. It was a real and it saddens me that it had to end, but it had to end sometime. And it was a pleasure watching the old movies. One of the prequels, because I didn't like the prequels that much either. The second one, the second of the prequel is the worst one. Mm, the first episode was kind of frustrating to watch. To be honest, I didn't like it, and the third one is that I say that it wasn't that bad of a movie, and it explains how Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader too. So so yeah, I enjoyed that Revenge of the Sith a movie more than the other two. So I loved all the old movies. Now, a Star Wars story, the only one I loved is Rogue One. Rogue One was one of the best movies I've seen, and I was like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, I don't know about it. Then I went to see it with my parents, and I was really impressed. It explained the story of the before Episode 4. So they built the Death Star. They built the Death Star, and 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 they were trying to get the plans on how to destroy the Death Star. So and there's hope, and there was hope to defeat the Empire. So that was really good. That was a really good story in my opinion. Uh, and And Leia appears at the end, and Darth Vader, oh my god, he actually does something in this movie. He's my favorite villain of all the villains. All the other villains suck. And Darth Vader is the coolest one in my opinion. So Palpatine, suck a dick. so um so yeah Rogue One was pretty much one of the best ones. Solo sucked in my opinion. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but that's not the Han Solo that I wanted to see. I mean, good actor, but he's not the Han Solo I wanted to see. Nobody can be better than Harrison Ford himself. And the sequels, The Force Awakens was pretty much a really good film in my opinion. It was a fun ride. Um, it just brought back memories from the old Star Wars movies, and bringing Han Solo, Leia, and Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2. Oh my goodness, so many characters. Even Luke Skywalker. And Luke Skywalker is my favorite character in my opinion. If you disagree with me, then kindly put your head on the street. No, just kidding. Whatever your favorite character is, it's your opinion, and I respect it. So, Force Awakens was really good. Then it comes to The Last Jedi, which I had high hopes for, but they let me down. Thanks to Ryan Johnson, who decided to ruin the whole Luke Skywalker character, and then it was really boring. It was really boring. It was really slow. In my opinion, that's the worst Star Wars movie I've ever seen in my whole entire life. It was worse than Episode 1 and 2. Uh, even though episode episode 8 and 2 are my least favorite favorite are my least favorite Star Wars movies. So, and then it comes to this one, which Lando Calrissian comes back, and Leia and the whole Resistance are trying to well, the first part, Kylo Ren is raging, and he went he had this little tracker to track the Sith Lord, and and he find and he goes to another planet, and he sees Palpatine himself. That scumbag decides to come back, but I think it was a clone. I don't know. It was kind of hard to tell, but um, Palpatine was blind in this one, but he can feel Kylo Ren's and Rey's feelings, and it's because he's part of the Force too, and and Rey was actually training, and Leia was training Rey too, and she was kind of getting distracted, like so many times she got distracted, and she kept saying visions and everything. She was getting angry and everything, and that's not how the Jedi works. So I was like, what's happening to her? So yeah, and I felt bad for BB-8 when a tree got on top of him. I love BB-8. He's really cute. All right. So Finn, Poe, and what's it called? Finn, Poe, and Chewbacca were looking for a message, and actually there was a spy in the First Order. So I think I think it was a good plan to bring the First Order, and you know how I hate villains. I hate them so much. They're so overrated, in my opinion. Um, and apparently so many TIE fighters come along to attack the Millennium Falcon, and and they barely survived. They barely survived the attack. But then Poe decides to light speed skip, skip, skip light speed. I don't know how it's called. And it was like 5 times. I don't remember. Like I have to watch it again when it comes out in Blu-ray, because I I can remember some parts, some best parts of the film, and then the least interesting parts. So I apparently figured, what are they doing? Are they trying to bring the First Order down? And yes, they were. So they had a spy on the First Order ship, and and I think it was a good plan. And then everyone comes back, and they were angry at each other. Like um, the Millennium Falcon was kind of burning, and Poe was mad that BB-8 was stuck on a tree. So it was kind of funny. And C3PO, I may not be that much of a big fan of C3PO, but he was saying some funny stuff in that in this movie, and it was actually it was pretty funny. I enjoyed every moment of C3PO and BB-8, the new droid, I forgot its name, and R2D2, of course. And so they were in a desert planet. I think it was Tatooine. No, not Tatooine yet. Um, and actually they were looking for a dagger, I believe. Yeah, a dagger. Um, and Ray, now with the Force, she knows how to heal things now, like animals, humans. So that I was like saying that's really cool. That's how they did with Baby Yoda. Yes, I've been seeing the Mandalorian. I'm sorry I haven't been doing any reviews of the other episodes of the Mandalorian. I'm sorry, guys. I just didn't feel like it. I was so lazy. But I had time to review the Rise of Skywalker. So they were looking for a dagger, and it resulted that the dagger is like a Sith language that C3PO didn't want to pronounce to their friends, and they had to do something on the back of his head, but sadly he lost his memory. But and I was so sad about that. And I thought I thought Ray killed Chewbacca because she had like the power that Palpatine had, like the lightning strike. You guys remember, right? So the lightning strike. So I'm sorry, I just ate before I did this review. Um and it's like the power of Palpatine, and and it was like strong with her. I thought she killed Chewbacca, and I was like, what? I was about to hate her for that. I was about to hate her, but but good thing, and in the first order, a Star Destroyer. Well, Star Destroyer, I believe. Um, Chewbacca was still alive. Like I was like, oh, thank God. I thought they killed him like that. Oh my goodness. I thought they did. This might be a long review to tell you my predictions of this movie. I'm sorry about that, guys. Um, I'm trying my best to get it short. So, and then uh, and they were trying, and they were in Poe, Finn, and Ray are trying to find a dagger, and they went into the to the First Order ship, and they were surrounded. They were all surrounded by stormtroopers except for Ray, and 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 they found Chewbacca alive, and and um and Chewbacca said, "We need to find the dagger," and they tried to find a dagger, and Ray found the dagger, but the others were surrounded by stormtroopers, mm, and and you won't believe who was who was the what's it called, the spy on this First Order ship. Um, and ¿Qué pasó, mamá? I was doing the review. Okay. And you won't believe who the spy of this First Order ship was. It was General Scumbag Hux. And I thought that General Hux was a complete scumbag for a villain, and all he wanted was Kylo Ren to lose. I was like, all that for Kylo Ren to lose? What a dumbass! And not to help the others, of course, because he's a scumbag of a villain, of course, and and then they went to this river thing, um, where the that well where the Death Star was destroyed 42 years ago. And I was like, what? Back to the Death Star? What? So, and it was mind blowing. It was total mind blowing. Oh my goodness. Um, and, um, and of course, there was Dark Side Ray, which she said, don't be afraid of who you are. Of course, she's going to be afraid. I mean, how else could she react? And then, and then Rey and Kylo Ren had their fight in that planet, and Finn was like, Rey, Rey, like that, because they were fighting, and then Rey decides to stab Kylo Ren, but Leia had to use the last thing of her life, the force that's inside of her, and and she said to and she said Ben, and Kylo Ren felt it. So she Rey stabs Kylo Ren, and Leia used too much of the Force, and sadly, she's gone. Me and my mom, we cried in that theater like that. Like, are they really getting rid of Leia like that? I mean, Carrie Fisher did die of a heart attack. Rest in peace, her. Um, it was sad. It was sad, and and um and then Ray decides to heal him up because it's the right thing to do. It's like a Jedi. A Jedi is supposed to be heroes, and and then and and then Rey goes away and takes Kylo Ren's a ship to the planet where Luke Skywalker was, and she burns it. She burns all of it, and she tried to throw in Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in there, but but Luke appeared as the ghost, and and said, "What are you doing?" so and then and Luke said, I was wrong. I was afraid, uh, and that now I know that. Uh, I'm so glad that J.J. Abrams changed Mark Hamill's script as Luke, because you know how they ruined Luke Skywalker's character, how Ryan Johnson did that. He said Luke Skywalker said, "It's time for the Jedi to end." So when he appeared as the ghost, he didn't look like that last Luke Skywalker character that we saw in the Last Jedi. That I was upset with too. He isn't scumbag Luke anymore. So I was so glad that J.J. Abrams decided to change the script. So so Ray decided. So Luke said, "You're not." Leia was training you because she knew that you were Palpatine's granddaughter, and I was like mind blown when Kylo Ren said that Palpatine is her grandfather. I was like, what? No way! Oh my god. She's the granddaughter of a freaking Sith? Oh my goodness. And I'm glad that Rey didn't become a Sith, because I would have been much more pissed. So, and Leia hid something for Rey to keep too. Um, and it was Leia's lightsaber. In the past, Luke was training her, because we never saw Leia like hold a lightsaber either. So I was like, holy crap, Leia is like kicking Luke's ass. And I was like, uh, and 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 I was so surprised by that because we've never seen Leia hold on a lightsaber before. So so um how did Rey get to Darth Sith, also known as Palpatine? Well, Luke used the Force as the Ghost, and he used the Force to lift off the X-wing that he left in the Last Jedi, and that we saw too. So and that was in the river too. Um, and I'm glad that Ray decided to not give up like Luke did last in the last film, which the last film was total garbage. So um I think and Luke uh, Luke did a great job. Mark Hamill did an amazing job as Ghost Luke Skywalker. I'm amazed. Luke, I'll never forget that character. I'll never forget Luke Skywalker because he's my favorite character. And Ray, and the rest of this resistance are going to war because Ray is going to confront Palpatine, and the resistance are going to try to destroy mm, the First Order ships. And Palpatine says, "Strike me right now," like he did in The Return of the Jedi. And I was so mad to see Palpatine back because because he should have been dead a long time ago. And he was the reason why Snoke was created too. So I didn't want to see the story of Snoke either. So I don't mind that. I'm glad they killed him off. So I know you guys are going to hate me for this opinion because I hate villains. So yeah, Palpatine is trying so hard to seduce Rey to be in the dark side and strike him down. So she didn't do it, and Kylo Ren. Well, I should call him Ben this time because he gave up being Kylo Ren. He threw away his triple lightsaber and it's right to the water. And Ben, he is trying to help Rey now, and Rey can see him in with the Force, and Rey gave Rey gave Ben the lightsaber, and she used Leia's lightsaber that time, and then I can see Rey has improved her lightsaber skills this time, because her lightsabers wasn't good in The Force Awakens or in The Last Jedi. So it has improved. So uh, so Palpatine kind of kind of absorbed their bodies too, like their energy, and everything in their that's along with their force. So so Palpatine goes with eyesight once again and has lightning power again. I don't know how to do his laugh. So and then and then Ben gets up and he's the one who almost died by Palpatine. Then Rey gets up to help the Resistance, and because the Jedi's who were dead, like Obi-Wan, Yoda, Anakin, Luke, and Qui-Gon Jinn are all saying, "The Force is with you, Rey. Rise, Rey, rise." And she got up, and Rey killed Palpatine with because Palpatine struck the lightning at Rey, and then Rey was holding the lightning with the lightsaber, and then she held the second lightsaber, and it just rebounced Palpatine, and he's gone for good. He's gone for good. I'm so glad. So so I think that's justice. And then Ray died for like 3 minutes. Ben was still alive, and he used his whole power to heal her. And and of course they kissed. That was kind of a romance scene I did not expect. But then Ben was weak. He used all of his force, and he passes away. Farewell, Ben, and farewell, Leia. And the resistance, also also finished the war with Lando Calrissian's help, Lando's old friends came out of nowhere. A lot of them like helped the resistance. That was so cool. So and they finished the war. This war is over. It's finally done. And Ray went to went to where the resistance base is now, and they reunite with the whole resistance. And yeah, and then for the last part, Ray went to Tatooine, and pretty much just visit Luke Skywalker's old home. She buries the the two lightsabers that Luke and Leia had, and we see those two ghosts of those two Skywalker ghosts, Leia and Luke, and apparently she now has like a yellow lightsaber. And then she calls herself Rey Skywalker instead of Palpatine, because Palpatine was just an evil bastard. So yeah, Everything was really good in this movie. I never got bored. I really enjoyed it. It was filled with good action scenes, and my rating of this, I would give it a 5 out of 5. It was that good. In my opinion, it was good. So, just like The Force Awakens, it was really good. The Last Jedi, in my opinion, was a 2 out of 5. Not good at all. This, I enjoyed two sequels of this Star Wars trilogy, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a pleasure watching these movies. Thank you, George Lucas, for creating this. Thank you, Disney, for keeping it going too, um, because I never thought of seeing a Star Wars film in a movie theater when I saw The Force Awakens, and it it was pretty much a good idea. So yeah, I enjoyed the old movies. I enjoyed one of the sequels, and I enjoyed two of no. I enjoyed one of the prequels, and I enjoyed two of the sequels, which is The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker. And I enjoyed one of the Star Wars story, which is Rogue One. So yeah, that's my opinion, guys. If if you guys disagree, um, I respect your opinions because not a lot of people love this movie because of what they did with this movie. So so I respect your opinion, and uh, I move on with my own opinion. So yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a long review. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to tell you guys my opinions of this movie. So, and I'm a big Star Wars fan, so don't forget. Um, I enjoyed every single second of this movie. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you have not. It's time for me to dip. Stay out, guys, and I'll see y'all next time.